So I've been using Nobara for about a month now, and I've been really satisfied with the system. I've had really good experience with minimal issues, and I've never had such experience before with other Linux distros. And most of the issues I encountered were basically just minor annoyances and not even issues with Nobara itself. These were global Linux problems. So the first issue was that Update System app and Timeshift app would not launch when I needed to update my system. They would just not open for some reason. But it wasn't that big of a problem because I found I can open these apps through a console, like that. And same with Timeshift. And then I would update my system and everything would work and open again. Also recently I had a problem where after an update, the updater showed that there were still some packages that needed to be updated. So I updated them, but it would still show that they needed to be updated. So it was clearly some kind of a bug, but after turning off and turning on my PC on the next day, this issue disappeared by itself. So luckily, it didn't cause me any problems. Okay, the next thing is of course Davinci Resolve. I actually managed to install it properly and it works. However, I still had some problems with it. Even though you can install Davinci Resolve on Linux, there are still some problems with codecs. So for that I found an app that is called Handbrake. You can encode videos in Handbrake so they would be compatible with Davinci Resolve. And actually this is annoying and it takes time to encode all the videos, but whatever, we can get used to it. But the problem was that even though I encoded videos properly, some of the videos just wouldn't work in DaVinci Resolve anyway. For example, I encoded 10 videos and 2 of the videos still wouldn't work in DaVinci Resolve for some reason. It would just show a gray screen and that's it. I tried to encode them again and I tried a few other things, but I couldn't fix the problem. These videos would just refuse to work in DaVinci Resolve. Also, I forgot to mention that you can install DaVinci Resolve through the System Welcome app in Nobara, and I tried to do it, but it would still crash, it wouldn't work. I guess maybe it's because you need to use a licensed version of DaVinci Resolve to be able to install it through the System Welcome app, but I'm not sure. The main point is that I installed it through the System Welcome app and it would still crash. So there is that. The alternative for DaVinci Resolve that you can use is Kdenlive. And actually, I'm not a fan of Kdenlive. It's really unintuitive, the interface is clunky, it's just weird and annoying to use. But you can get used to it, and the main thing is that it works on Linux. I've heard a lot that Kdenlive is really unstable, that it crashes a lot, but for me it was perfectly okay. Maybe it's because I installed it through Nobara System Welcome app, which means maybe it installed some patches to make Kdenlive more stable, but I don't know. In my experience, Kdenlive worked fine and I even edited my previous video there and it didn't have any stability issues. So yeah, these were all the problems that occurred in a span of a month. And the next thing that I want to talk about is about Japanese keyboard input. I tried to install Japanese keyboard input on previous Linux distros that I used, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. It never worked. This time on Nobara, I'm still not sure how I installed it, but it works, just like on Windows. I spent a lot of time trying to install this, and when I thought that I can't install it again, right when I was ready to give up, I noticed that I somehow installed it and it worked. Now, an important thing that I want to suggest to you is if you're new to Nobara or if you're new to Linux and planning to use Nobara, I highly suggest to watch Glorious Egg Rolls guides on Nobara. In these guides, he talks about the operating system, how to update it, how to use it. It's informative and useful. And at the end, I want to say that I really like Nobara. Nobara is great. This operating system is great for gamers, it comes with a lot of stuff tweaked and pre-installed for you, so you don't have to spend your time on installing and figuring out all this. There are a lot of changes to the original Fedora, and all of this just makes your life so much easier with this operating system. And exactly because of that, I'm really happy because I don't have to do anything myself. Initially, even though I like Nobara a lot, I thought that I'm going to try some other distro out of curiosity. But in the end, I decided to stick to Nobara because I just liked it so much. I don't want to distro hop anymore. Actually, I wanted to try an immutable distro because I think it suits my needs. Basically, all of the applications that I install are flatpaks anyway, and I like the idea that you can't break a system accidentally. And even if something breaks your system, you can always easily roll back to a previous working version. And this was the main point why I wanted to use an immutable distro for the easy rollbacks. But after doing some research, I found that if you install Nobara with a BetterFS file system, you can achieve basically the same rollback result as with immutable distros. And now I just don't have any other reasons to try and use other distros. On Nobara, everything useful is pre-installed, it's stable, and it can have the same useful features as immutable distros have. So I finally found my favorite distro, and Nobara is the best.